Wanting your child to understand the importance of a healthy lifestyle? Well, in PDHPE, understanding the content in physical exercise and creating those healthy habits and supporting our families through clear communication is what we are all about in PDHPE as primary teachers. Physical exercise, or the PE in PDHPE, helps improve our students' motor skills and cognitive skills from a very young age. Dr. Harold and Dr. Cook state that the education of physical exercise helps reduce illness and disease, develop necessary motor skills, and build upon physical, cognitive, and social aspects of a student's life. The physical exercise content in Year 1 and 6 highlights that we need to focus on certain skills and certain sports to demonstrate the movement skills and the motor skills that need to be developed. In Year 1, we will practice fundamental movement skills and apply them in a variety of movement situations. This is linked to the Australian curriculum content. In Year 6, we will adapt and modify those movement skills across a variety of different situations. In this presentation, we'll be focusing on basketball and what movement skills and motor skills we will need to perform these sports. In Year 1, those key motor skills that we need to develop for playing basketball is catching, throwing, shooting, and running. All of these fundamental skills can go across different types of sports. Therefore, the motor skill of catching, of throwing, of shooting, and of running is all needing to be developed in order to play other sports. These motor skills were informed by the Victorian Department of Education. In Year 6, we build upon those key motor skills that we see in Year 1. So we focus on pivoting, so changing our body weight. That will come into play when we're doing running. Then breaking from a run. So obviously in Year 1, we practice the skill of running and the pace and everything we need to keep at. In basketball, obviously we need to stop and break when we're shooting and we're throwing to our teammates, so that using our muscles to break our body and stop our body from moving is another skill. Shooting, so we learn shooting in Year 1 maybe from a closer range. So in Years 6, we obviously want to try and get them to go further away and find different angles and skills, so such as flicking our wrists rather than just pushing up. In Year 1, we will push up in Year 1, and when we're in Year 6, we want them to start flicking their wrists when they push up. And the other motor development skill that we want to see is dribbling in basketball. So again, putting that throwing, catching skill and also that running skill together to dribble that ball. Because obviously when we're throwing and catching, we're using our wrists a lot. When we're dribbling, we're starting to use our wrists and our arms, and we're starting to run as well. Physical education and sport are mediums where an individual's success and failure can be seen. In our learning environment, we want children to feel safe to fail in order for them to develop further on those motor skills that we talked about. So in the New South Wales Safety Guidelines, it states that our sport and physical activity equipment need to be checked consistently. So those portable goals need to be fixed to the ground is one of them, and obviously seeing our risk management needs to be complete as well to ensure that our students are safe around that basketball court. Our injury management and health considerations, so ensuring that when we're teaching them movement, we're teaching it correctly, and even warming up, teaching students how to warm up their bodies and cool down their bodies to decrease injuries, and also be aware of those health conditions such as asthma. So we might need those asthma puffers on the basketball court with us, and obviously weather conditions. So basketball courts, if they are outdoors, can get very wet and slippery. So we need to ensure that when we are going to practice those basketball skills, or even play a game of basketball, that the court itself is dry and the students are able to play safely on the basketball court. Of course, there is a variety of legislative policies and processes that keep our students safe while participating in PE. One of them would be assessment and reporting policies and processes. Using those formative and summative assessments allows us to understand whether the students can perform those skills and keep their bodies safe. As part of our organisational safety processes, we need to ensure, like I said before, the equipment is constantly being checked, and supervision of our students is also met. So if we are there playing basketball, making sure there's a teacher nearby. And The New South Wales Sports and Physical Activity Policy states that stuff like basketball hoops, we must ensure that every single basketball hoop is tied down, and so students can't get hurt or anything. And also, the New South Wales Sports Policy also states that we have to follow that there are banned activities and banned movements that students cannot participate in, as along with understanding child protection and concussions and risk assessments during that time as well. The PDH, the health side of PDHPE, students will begin to understand the many factors which arise when considering a healthy and safe life. When within our school environment, students will learn how to make healthy and safe choices and understand their personal, social, and community health. So under our big umbrella of personal and social community health, students will learn about the identities and changes they may face as students. They will also learn how to maintain those safe relationships and maintain relationships when they're interacting with others, which is our other sub-strand. And our last sub-strand is making healthy and safe choices such as eating, so healthy nutrition, which is what we'll focus on today. I'd like to start off by saying when we are addressing nutrition, we don't just need to address it as certain stage groups. We can also address it as a whole school. So when we are establishing healthy eating habits in our school with our lunchboxes, as Sally Roberts shares in her book surrounding healthy eating habits in a whole school, we will see that students actually are getting that education from a healthy lifestyle and not only being influenced by what they're being taught in the health content, but also by their peers around them seeing their lunchboxes and their healthy choices. But in year one, we focus on investigating a range of healthy messages and practices in the community. So we'll look at that food pyramid, and we'll look at the things that are really, really healthy to eat and what we shouldn't be eating or consuming too much of. And then in year six, we investigate that even more through different sources and types of health information and how these apply to their own health choices. So we will obviously look at a bit into eating diseases and eating disorders, and into that introduction of what nutritional balance looks like and what our daily nutritional intake should look like as a young student. Do understand that in health, some discussions may arise with children, so they might have questions surrounding their body and even their identity, or they might have child protection concerns, eating disorders, or even mental health issues and ill-being come up in our health lessons. We, as teachers, it is important for us to communicate clearly. So in response to these situations, we will have clear communication with families saying, for example, if one of our students says, oh, I don't think I'm eating the right things or eating enough of the right things, we're getting that evidence and we're seeing what we can see, and we can go, okay, maybe we're struggling a little bit at home with getting those healthy choices. So we go to the parents and just ask, is there anything we can help you with? Can we maybe provide food or fruit for your child at school, just helping that ease that family situation. We can access school counselling as well, again, but talking to the parents about that. However, if a child protection issue comes up in a health lesson, we do address that straight away with child protection reporting protocols. As teachers, we are mandatory reporters, so we will go straight to our mandatory reporting. And if there is a open school general matter health issue such as lice, we are making sure that we're giving open notices to the school community saying, hey, just check your children's hair, just so that we can keep all the children safe in our school. So parents and carers, we encourage you to help communicate the importance of both physical education and health at home, and even opening up those conversations of, hey, do you want to go out and practice those movements that you're practicing at school, or hey, do you know how much you should be eating of vegetables a day or meat a day, just opening up those healthy lifestyles for your children. Thanks, parents. If you have any questions, please see us later.